Relax your shoulders. Let's place our hands on the shoulders and we're going to do big circles with the elbows. Take your time. Thank you. And we'll change direction. Do one more. And then reach the arms forward. Take a deep breath and open up through your chest. Drop your head back. And as you exhale, hug yourself. Drop your chin to your chest and round your spine. Inhale, open. Exhale, breathe out. Two more. We're going to go side to side. So breathing in through the center, breathing out as you reach over. Keep your hips glued down into the mat, just working from your waist. And now come to the center, place your hands on your elbows, and we're going to rotate from the waist. Breathing in through the center, out as you twist. One more each way. So now let's just hold on to your knee. We're going to circle our ankle. Really tall. Press those shoulder blades down and away. Change direction. And we'll point and flex. Warming up our ankles, our toes, our feet. Open them really wide. And switch sides. Relax the shoulders as we sit here. Pull the navel back to your spine. Starting to get the core to fire up. Change direction. Find that one foot is easier than the other, or one direction is easier. And then point and flex. Just always want to be mindful and be here present in the moment, being aware of how your body's moving, which areas you need to focus more on, work a little bit harder on. So we try and stay as balanced as possible. Okay, hands go down. Just gently rock the knee side to side. Just a very gentle spinal twist. Just warming up that lower back a little bit. We'll take our ball. We'll roll ourselves down onto our back. We're going to place the ball underneath our tailbone. Hold one knee into your chest. Extend the other leg and lift and lower. So deep breath in as you lift and point, and then breathe out as you lower and flex that foot. Really trying to straighten the knee, full extension out of the hip. If you're very wobbly, then put a hand down or two onto the mat to help stabilize you. This is where the core is brought into play also, having to try and stabilize. Do one more. Now everyone put one hand down, bend the knee, and slowly circle around from the hip, making a circle with the knee on the ceiling. So keep that leg bent. Pull the navel into the spine and press that spine very hard towards the mat. Change direction. We'll do two more. And we're going to switch legs. Straight leg, lifting and lowering. Inhale and point as you lift. Exhale and flex as you lower. Take your time. Don't just throw your leg around. Be very purposeful of the movement. We'll do two more and then we'll circle. Place a hand down, bend the knee, and we're going to circle from the hip. Keep a deep breath going. Press both shoulders towards the mat. Change direction. Do two more. And now let's go into our frog's leg. So glue the heels together, knees and toes wide open. Push the legs forward, squeeze together, and then pull in and open. Breathe out as you straighten. Breathe in as you bend. The lower down your legs are, the closer towards the floor, the more challenge it will be on your core, having to keep that stable. Both arms are down on the mat. Press the shoulders down and open your chest. Three more, please. Keep the legs out straight. Take them up and around into your big leg circles. You want to keep as much contact on the mat as you can. Try not to have your spine and your pelvis rocking back and forth. Keep that navel in tight. one more and then change direction. Last two. And just cross at the ankles, open the knees, hold on to your shins, pull in towards your body. Okay, uncross that. Let's remove the ball and place the ball between the legs, just below the knees. Legs will be in tabletop now. So melt your spine down towards the mat, close the front of your rib cage, and open the arms wide to the sides with your hands facing up. We're going to take the knees corner to corner, doing a slight rotation without letting your shoulders lift, without letting your hips pop all the way off the mat. So that's why it's not a huge movement. You're not going all the way down to the floor. And keep squeezing that ball. So you've got activation of your inner thighs. You're going to exhale as you twist to the side. Inhale as you come through the center. So on this next one, bring it to whichever corner you're going to and pause there. And then straighten your top leg. And bend. And straighten. And bend. Do a quick posture check and make sure you're trying to press the back of the rib cage down towards the mat. So you feel that core firing up and working. Two more. Keep them both bent, come through the center, and then rotate towards the other corner and straighten the top leg again. So press down through the opposite rib cage. Chest open with the shoulder blades pressing into the mat. Two more. Into tabletop again, back to the center. Just readjust your ball, place it in between the knees now, and gently take them down, tapping the toes onto the mat, and then bringing them back to tabletop. Don't bring them in all the way to your chest. We want to stop at that sticking point where you can feel your legs are doing some work. If you need to take a moment and just put the feet down for a little rest, go ahead. We've got 5 more here. Keep pulling the navel into the spine, pressing everything down towards the mat. Last one. And then lower the feet down. Open the toes wide. Bring the arms into your hips, down by your side, and slowly peel your spine off the mat up into bridge, lifting your hips, lifting your pelvis, and slowly melt down, one vertebra at a time. Let's keep flowing through this. We're going to do a few more, so keep going nice and slowly. Remembering, we're trying to articulate through each vertebra in the spine, one at a time. And we'll do 2 more. Reach down, take the ball between your hands with your fingers facing straight up to the ceiling so your palms are flat. We're going to raise the legs up to tabletop again, and we're going to take the arms across one corner, the legs the opposite corner, twisting, and back to the center, and alternate, and go the other way. Don't go too far so that you have to lift your whole hip and lift the whole shoulder. It's just a slight movement. Keep pressing the ball between the hands. One more each way. Good. Pause in the center. Take a deep breath to prepare. As you exhale, curl up through the chin and the chest. You're going to take the ball in our right hand, open the arms wide, and then you're going to straighten your legs, reach behind and take and pass it to your left hand. Bend the knees, bring the ball around your head into the right hand. Extend. So we're passing it underneath our legs and then around behind our head. If you need to modify, you only lift your head as you take it under your legs. As you come back behind your head, put your shoulders down. Do one more. Everyone put your head down. Bend your elbows and pull the ball in towards your chest. And we're going to do little pulses, pressing the air out of the ball. The elbows are wide, the ball is over your chest. If you need to modify, put your feet down for a moment. Let's just keep that navel pulling back to the spine. Keep pressing your spine in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reaching the arms up again, lifting up through the head and the shoulders. Now we're going to hold the ball in the left hand. We're going the other way. Reach back and under into the right hand and around. Put your head down if you need. Breathe in as the arms go behind you. Breathe out as the arms come under the legs in front of you. We'll do one more. Nicely done. Place the ball between the knees again. Lower the feet down. Arms are going to come down by your sides. Peel yourself off your mat up into your bridge. When you're up in your bridge, please remember to close the front of your rib cage. You want to scoop your belly button back to your spine, not pooch and push it up to the ceiling. From here, we're going to extend our left leg forward with the leg straight. So the knees are in line. We're not going to the ceiling, it's going forward. And you're going to move the left leg and squeeze the ball in towards the knees. Your right side is your stabilizer, so it's not moving. You're firing up your inner thighs, you're firing up your pelvic floor. If you want a little more challenge of balance, then you're going to raise your arms to the ceiling as you press your shoulder blades down towards the mat. Your shoulder blades are going to work as your arms now and stabilize your upper body. 5, 4, 3, 2, and switch. Other leg straight forward. Keep those hips up. And here we go, squeezing the ball between the knees. Only the one leg is moving. Make sure you're straightening the leg forward and not up to the ceiling. So your knees are in line. 5, 4, 3, 2, release down, but stay up in bridge and come up onto the balls of your feet. So lift your heels, lift the hips a little higher, do that extra little scoop in your navel, close the rib cage. And now we're going to squeeze our bum. So your glutes are going to do little squeeze, release, squeeze, release. It's a very small movement. You can't see anything really moving. Your hips are not dropping down. Unless you need to modify and you need a break, then you'll come out of your toes onto your heels, and you can come down out of your bridge and just on the mat do your glute squeezes. Otherwise, you're all the way up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay on your toes as you melt your spine down. All the way down. Raise the feet now. Put the ball between your shins, just above your ankles. Straighten the legs up to the ceiling. Open the arms wide. Just wiggle the toes for a moment. Good. Point them up to the ceiling, and we're going to do a circle. Keeping as much of your body steady as possible. All that's moving is from your hips down to your toes. So glue your lower back into the mat, glue the back of your shoulders down. Don't forget to breathe. I'm going to breathe in one half and breathe out the other half of the circle. Doesn't matter which half it is. And if you need to modify, you bend your knees and you're going to do a little horizontal circle. Okay, change direction. Two more. Well done. Remove the ball, place it to the side. Just hug the knees in. Just gently turn your head from side to side. And then put your one foot down. Cross the other leg all the way over. Open your arms and just gently rock across. And then come up to the center. This is just our little midway stretch. Doing a little bit of spinal rotation, loosening that up a little. Do this very gently. Do one more and then switch. Last one. Good. We're going to uncross, bring the legs into tabletop, curl up through your chin and your chest. Reach your hands to the outside of the legs and just very slowly extend one leg, bring it in and switch. If you need to modify, your head's going to stay down on the mat as you do your legs. Going to add the crisscross. So now take your hands behind your head. As you extend, you're going to rotate towards the opposite side and center. And rotate. Please remember to keep the elbows very wide. This movement happens from your waist and your rib cage, not just your head and your neck. One more each way. Then we're going to go into our long straight leg scissors. So we're going to extend and switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. One more each leg, then we do our double leg extension. So tabletop, legs go forward, arms extend back behind you, and breathe in and out. Put your head down if you need to modify. We've got 4 more. Well done. Hug it in. Just gently turn your head from side to side. Gently rock yourself up into sitting. So we're going to need both our ball and our circle. We're going to bring our legs into mermaid. So we're going to bend the knees. We're going to place our ball slightly under the hip, the opposite side of our feet, just so it gives you a little bit of support here. And we're going to put our circle on our rib cage. And we're going to gently hold on to the circle. So fingers are forward, shoulders are down, sit up as tall as you can. Try and press down into this opposite hip. So you don't want to be all hinged over to the side. And we're going to rotate away from your feet towards the ball. Let the circle twist along your rib cage, back to the center, down. Yeah, that's it. So underneath. Just relax the shoulders. So this is important for helping with the flexibility of our hips. Hip opener, maybe you feel a lot of stretch through this back leg. We'll do 2 more. Remember, the circle can only go as far as your flexibility allows you. We're not doing this. You're circling your body around. Yeah, that's it. So go, turn, and then stay. Take the circle away, extend it out. Have your elbows slightly bent, and we're going to press with a circle, squeezing it together. Lengthening your spine up to the ceiling, pulling your navel back towards your spine. Remember to have your fingers open wide, just pressing with the palm of your hand. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Come back to the center. Let's switch sides. So yeah, if you felt a little bit of tightness or cramping into that hip, that's very common. This is why we do things like this, just to add to that strength and flexibility. A deep breath in, and as you breathe out, we're going to exhale and rotate. So remember, everything has to stay in line and everything rotates together. Press down through this opposite hip. Don't let it lift up. Try and get your bum right on the mat. Yeah, a little tight. It's okay. Just go wherever your flexibility allows you. If you are going into cramp, just straighten out that leg for a moment. Give it a little shake and then put it back in. We'll do 2 more. This one will go across and we'll hold. You're going to reach the circle out. Keep the elbows slightly bent and squeeze. Little pulses squeezing the circle. So you should feel your biceps. You should feel those muscles in your chest, your pectorals. You're lifting up through your spine, out through the top of your head, but keeping this bum down as much as you can. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, bring it in. Let's just stretch it out for a moment. So bring the bottom of your feet together and just hinge forward. So I always like to try and put my elbows on my knees so that as I lean forward, it gives a little extra push through there. If you're very flexible, then don't worry about that. They'll just flop open naturally. Try and lengthen your spine up and forward. Try not to think of curving down and making yourself smaller. Think of lengthening and all the way out as you go forward. Good. Grab that circle again. And place the circles in the hands. The ball's going between the knees. You're going to do a pelvic tilt. So you're sinking down into your tailbone very hard. Make sure you got equal pressure on both of the hips. We're going to keep the arms out in front. Push the shoulders down. Give a little tension with the circle. And from here, we're slowly lifting up, trying to get the ball up to the circle. If this feels too challenging or it's putting a lot of pressure on your lower back, then don't use the circle. Your modification is your hands are going to be down and you're only going to do the legs with the ball. That's it. Keep the knees bent. There we go. If you would like a little more, then you're going to raise the arms up a little higher. So anywhere from in front of you to all the way up, wherever your strength and fitness allows you. As long as you're not lifting the shoulders, so keep pulling them down. We're going to do 5 more. Good, last one. Well done. Let go of the circle. Keep the ball between the knees. And let's just come over to our side again. This time we're going to come down onto the elbow. You're going to pull the waist and the rib cage up, away from, there's Laurel's ball, away from the mat. Head looking straight ahead. Keep your head in line with the spine. We're going to lift those legs. Your feet, your knees, as much of your leg as you can. Don't pull it towards you, just lift it straight up to the ceiling. Your arm can be out. If you need a little assistance, you can use, but try not to push and use your upper body. Make sure that you're using through the waist. You should feel this waist, hips, possibly inner thighs, if that is an area that's a little weak for you. Into 5 more. Don't let the side drop. Keep pulling up. Imagine there's a ball here that you've got to circle up and away from. So in other words, don't sink down like this. Keep pulling up. Last one. Right. Push the knees back a little bit. We're going to come up onto your hand and we're going to lift up into a side plank. Make sure your feet are behind you, that your knees are just almost in line with your hands. So most of your weight now is on this bottom knee, right? Yep. You're going to switch and twist round as you exhale. And breathe up and reach behind you as far as you can. Exhale, twist. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. 2 more. But holding here, little pulses. That top knee is pressing the ball down towards the other leg. As high as you can. If you need to modify, if this is too much for your shoulder, just come down again and do the little squeezes here. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Release. Let's switch sides. So we just started on the elbow, ball between the knees, pull up through the rib cage, and we were lifting. Be mindful to stay on your hip, facing with your belly button facing forward. Don't turn up to the ceiling because that's really easy to do. You've got to be on the side so you're getting into your obliques, your waist. Of lengthening out the top of your head always. Big space between your shoulder and your neck so you're not hunching and crumbling down. Always lengthening. 4 more. Good, legs go down, push up onto your hand, take the knees and feet back and come up into your side plank. Deep breath in as you reach back, breathe out as you thread through and twist. So there's balance involved here. If this really doesn't feel good and you need to modify, take the ball out, extend the leg on the floor so you've got more stability. And then you can do the same body movement. Remembering that when you're twisting, you're not folding and crumbling, you're still trying to lengthen, just rotating round your spine. Let's do 1 more. We're going to hold up here. We're doing our little squeezing pulse. Pushing the hips up to the ceiling. Keep pulling the waist away from the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, well done. Okay, we're going to keep our ball. We're just going to come onto our hands and knees. The ball's going to stay between the legs. You're going to curl your toes under. Our hands want to be directly underneath our shoulders. We're going to pull those shoulders away from the ears. Activate your core, so pull your navel up and in. And now just come off the mat just a tiny bit. Lift the knees so you're hovering. Tiny, tiny little bit. And we're going to now squeeze again, squeezing the ball between the knees. As you squeeze, pull that navel in, up and in a little tighter. So breathe out. Modification. If you do not want to be in the hover, I want you just to sit up and squeeze. This is your modification. Yeah, if you don't want to be here, you're still squeezing. Working pelvic floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Take the ball out. Just sink back into your heels. Reach the arms forward. And then let's melt ourselves all the way down onto our tummy. We're going to bend the arms. Have your one hand on top of the other and then glue your forehead down onto your hands. So we're going to start off very slowly, just lifting the chest, lifting the arms. The head lifts as well, but the hands stay glued on. So this movement begins in your lower back and runs all the way up along your spine into your shoulders. Please remember not to bob your head up and down. That's why it's glued on your hands. And now, if you would like a little more, you're going to add one leg. So bending the knee, bringing the foot as close to your body as you can towards your bum, lifting that chest. You are doing the leg as well. Be mindful to keep both hips parallel so you're not twisting. And do one more each side or two more if you're not doing the leg. Good. Release the head down. Everybody, open your legs so they're about mat width apart. Turn the legs out so your toes are pointing to the outside. And very slowly, with straight knees, lifting one leg at a time. You need to pull your navel in so hard towards your spine. So this is reverse pelvic tilt. You're lifting, trying to lift yourself off the mat, pushing those hips down. And if you do that correctly, you'll feel a huge difference in the activation of your glutes in your bum. We're now going to do both legs together if you're able to. Otherwise, just keep going with one at a time. So you're trying to prevent your back from arching excessively by pulling that navel in. And for those of you that want a little more, now you can add the upper body as well. Whichever version you're doing of this, please do 3 more. And then this last one, I want you to hold. Everybody try and lift your body and your legs. We're going to reach out. We're going to do little kicks with the legs. We're going to pulse the arms if you can. If not, just keep the hands on the forehead. For 10, 9, lift up as high as you can. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, releasing. Bring your hands right into your chest, elbows close. Slowly push up onto your knees. Walk your hands back slightly and round your spine. Drop your chin down to your chest and just let your back stretch. Now, open those knees wide and sink back into your heels. You're going to take your right arm and thread it through and under the left. And turn and look under your left arm. Try to sit down as far into your heels as you can. Good, and let's switch. And slowly release. Curling up nicely. Let's come and sit with our legs extended forward. So I'll show you the modification first. For those of you that are familiar with this, we're going to do our roll down, the exercise where we go nice and slowly. Go ahead, one vertebra at a time. If you're new and you need to modify, you'll put your ball behind you. Stay, doesn't always want to stay. Anyway, the ball is just there to give you a little stopping position. And you can adjust the ball. The further back it is, the more challenging. So just go nice and slowly. We're going to do 4. Take your time. Try and straighten the legs using your breath. For those of you that want to challenge yourselves a bit more, the arms, the position of the arms is how you do that. The closer the arms are towards your ears and holding and staying there, the more challenging it is. So they don't have to be all the way up immediately. Any little increment, any little change of the angle makes it more difficult. So you can work your way up. You can add that forward hinge as well, working into the hamstrings at the back of the legs. Remembering to keep that breath going. On your last one, please just stay hinged forward. And then we'll just add a little modification variety there if you want. Show you in a moment. Just hang forward for a little bit. Feel the stretch in the hamstrings. So we'll come up and we're going to do a little rotation. So let's cross. Let's start off with your whichever ankle. Cross one over. That same arm is going to be forward. You're going to lean back and rotate and open that arm. You're going to go back as far as you can. Here again, remembering it's just what your strength is. Use your ball if you need, and then you're slowly scooping yourself up. That's it. So if you need the ball, go ahead and put it under that rib cage so that as you melt down, you've just got that assistance. Do one more and then we'll switch to the other side. Relax the shoulders. Good. Think of as you're sitting up, squeeze the rib cage towards the hips. This is what's working. Good. Let's go the other way. Use that top leg to press down hard and to anchor yourself down. That's why we cross it over, to just add a little bit of weight on there. And we'll just do one more. Nicely done. Uncross. Let's hinge forward one more time. Make sure those sits bones are pushing back, lengthening your spine. Your whole objective here is to have those knees straight. So whatever position you need to be in, even if it means that just sitting, leaning forward slightly is as much as you can do, then that's okay. You will get more flexible. Instead of having knees bent and trying to reach your toes, because that, as you can see, isn't going to ever get you any more flexible. So let's take a deep breath, reach up, and then rotate to put both hands down as far back as you can. Those knees straight, twist, twist, twist. And then breathe in and breathe out. Other side. Good, and breathe in. Bend the legs in one more time. Pressing down those knees, hinging forward as much as you can. Have your spine nice and straight. And releasing. Take a deep breath. And we're going to exhale out. I'm just going to roll the shoulders. And the other way. All out. Thanks for joining today, everybody.